Hey everybody, how's it going? I am Zach with Black Diamond Mortgage, and I am here with Lauren King today, and we are going to tell you another homeownership story. So that is why she's here. Lauren, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you for the audience.
Hi there, Flathead. I'm Lauren King. I am a realtor with Pure West.
Sweet, awesome. So you understand real estate.
I try.
Good. Well, in the vein of the topic, our whole objective is to help people understand that real estate wealth or even good decisions within real estate, sometimes you don't see those for a while. And sometimes it requires some hard work and some specific decision making early on in your life.
And patience.
Yeah. Exactly. So hopefully we can draw those out today. So we were talking ahead of time, and you started buying you bought your first home in 2009. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yep. I bought my first house in 2009. I would say the market wasn't quite like today. There was a lot more volatility then. People had lost a lot of equity, which we're not seeing now. Mm-hmm. But similar to today, I think a lot of home buyers had a lot of trepidation. They were scared. I was scared. Wasn't sure if homeownership was the right move for me. So I reached out to the experts and realized that buying a home was not much different than renting and the monthly cost. And so I decided I was ready and got a FHA loan with next to nothing down. And it was not my dream home. It was a little half duplex. I was further from downtown. I was living in Denver, just outside of Denver. Further from downtown than I wanted to be, like a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, half duplex. But I did it and ended up loving it because it was mine. And so I lived there for a few years.
Perfect.
Till I met my husband, and we decided to escape to the mountains.
Good choice.
Not quite Montana mountains yet.
Okay.
We're working our way there.
there.
We went a little further west. We were in Eagle, Colorado at that point.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I actually held on to that home. I refinanced it so that I was able to rent it, got out of the FHA loan, and made that a rental property. And so I had monthly income from that. Mm-hmm. And we bought our home in Eagle on a USDA loan. Again, something that I knew nothing about until I spoke with a mortgage broker.
And what's the advantage of the USDA loan?
0 down.
Right.
No money down. Yep. So that was an awesome loan program. We were able to buy with 0 down, and I think we're probably just under $300,000 for that house.
Okay.
And that rental income from our last place coming in, and loved that house until I didn't love that house and was pregnant with my first child. And we had grown a lot of equity in that house. So kind of wondering what we could do with that equity. We looked at selling it and, using that money as a down payment, but ultimately decided that would be a great rental property too. So bought another house.
Sweet.
And had that PMI on that house, which wasn't so awesome, but it worked.
But you weren't scared of it too. Okay, so 2009, you buy the first house. What did you pay for that one?
That was $175.
$175. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you moved to Eagle. Mm-hmm. What did you pay for that? You said about $300,000. Yeah. And what year was that?
That was 2012 or 13.
Okay, yeah. So there's a few years that have taken place. Okay, and then what year was the third home?
That would have been in 2016 when I was about 8 months pregnant.
Awesome.
Moving when you're pregnant is the best because you don't have to carry anything.
Exactly. So a little snippet. My wife was 8 months pregnant when we bought our first house. Yeah. And I had a broken ankle. Oh, no. So neither of us had to do anything. It was perfect. We loved it.
Sweet.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to illustrate here is that there's quite a few years here. Mm-hmm. But then, so you buy the third house. Where was that one at?
Also in Eagle.
Okay, great. So then you have a portfolio of 3 homes within the matter of 7 years, right? Okay, cool. So then what happens?
So we had that home for a few years, and then we decided that Montana was the place. And
there we go. That's what I was waiting for.
So we sold that dream home and got a big chunk of money for a down payment here in Montana, and bought our dream home here, which is in the process, the slow renovation process.
So you're fixing it up?
We are fixing it up.
Okay.
Slowly but surely.
So even your dream home wasn't initially your dream home.
Sure, yes. It was my husband's dream home, and I tell him that all the time when we're in the middle of a project. I'm like, this is your house.
Just remember, you wanted this, right?
But I love it. I love it there. And then we ended up selling our rental properties in Colorado and reinvesting that money here. We did 1031 exchanges.
Awesome.
And now we have 3 rentals here.
Okay. So when was the move to Montana?
4 years ago.
2019?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. So you make that decision. How long did it take you to sell 1031 exchange and buy the investment properties you have here in Montana?
It was a process. We moved in 2019, and we were here for about a year before we made the move that we were ready to sell the investment properties, just kind of getting settled in, figuring out where we were going to buy those properties.
Okay.
But, we bought in the COVID years. We bought and sold our homes. My last house, the first house I bought ever in my life, I just sold this past summer. And it was a time when, people are saying it's a bad time to sell, it's a bad time to buy. And I did both of those things.
And you're just fine.
And I'm here. Yeah, I survived.
That is great.
So.
Okay, cool. So you have 4 properties.
Mm-hmm.
You live in one, and the other 3 you have. Are they paying the mortgages on those homes? Mm-hmm. The rent income? Great.
Passive income, yeah.
Awesome. So this is great. Like this is a 15 year period of time where you've come through this, and early on you use very little down. You use the tool we haven't talked about on this series yet, which is great, 1031 exchange. Mm-hmm. So the point is that you just have to start, right? And then once you start, you have all these tools available to you to figure out how to make things better as time goes on.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like when I bought my first home, I thought I was doing it, just for me to have a place. And I didn't set out to be, a real estate investor with, this portfolio. And it's grown to that. And to be able to have done that, starting with I think I put $1,000 down or something like that. It's just crazy to think about where it got us.
Yes. So. Great. Okay. So now you're here. It's 2023. What's on the horizon? Are you going to continue to invest in real estate?
Absolutely. Whether it's another rental property or I would really love to buy kind of a fun property, whether it's just some land or a cabin. I think that might be what's next for us. We'll see.
There it is. You guys, you can start with $1,000 down on a $175,000 house and eventually buy something for fun. Because why not, right? That's awesome. What are your parting words of encouragement to people who are going through this mental exercise of should we buy, can we be content, in that line of thinking?
Yeah, I would say just don't be scared to reach out, because you really just don't know what's possible until you talk to the experts. Like I said, I didn't know about some of these loan programs that were out there that helped me. And it took multiple times sitting down with the lender to kind of figure out the right one. And until you talk to the experts, you really just don't know what's possible. I know the barrier to entry might be a little bit harder than it was, years ago, but you still got to get in.
Do you think if you were asked to do exactly what you did today in 2009, could you do it?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, thank you, Lauren. We really appreciate having you on the show.
Thanks for having me.